What's up everyone, I'm Callum on Toast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing some battles in the Open Ultra League running a triple Shadow team with Shadow Honchkrow in the lead, my 100% level 51 best buddy boosted Legacy Psyshock Hypno as the safe swap, and then I've got Shadow Alakazam as the closer, I guess. It didn't necessarily always come as a closer, but that's sort of the team composition. I'm not going to lie to you and pretend that this is the most insane team ever and that you need to commit to making a level 50 Shadow Hypno if you want to compete in the Ultra League, because that's just not the case. This team was built for fun, not to compete at their highest level. And I had a lot of fun running this team. You will see that I went 4-1 in my first set, but for the remainder of the sets I couldn't get as consistent wins with it, and that's not necessarily due to the team composition, but because of the awful state of their game. I had so many frame drops and the awful stutter lag where you don't see your fast moves go through and then suddenly it all catches up and you see like 4 or 5 fast moves all in a row, but then you're not able to get to a charge move. I had that happen on multiple occasions and it's just so frustrating. Like, we just had the interlude season, fix your damn game Niantic. But I'm gonna quit complaining. Let's just go into the question of the day now. So before I ask the question, you're not allowed to choose me, but who is your favorite PvP content creator and what is the #1 best thing about their channel? Let me know down in the comment section below. But with that being said, let's get back into the video and into the battles now. Alright, so we're entering the first battle with this team. We lead into a Nidoqueen, so this is a bit of a big problem really. I switch, they counter me with a Jellicent, so already things are not looking good whatsoever. We go for the Psyshock here. Maybe I should have gone for one extra confusion, but they probably would have got to a Shadow Ball before I get to the move. So they take me out with a Shadow Ball. I'm going to come in with the Honchkrow here, and I'm actually going to try and commit to a full farm down. That was too soon to be an Ice Beam, so I'm going to let it go through. It is just a Bubble Beam, so we can tank that, although even a Bubble Beam did a lot of damage against Honchkrow. They actually switch into the Nidoqueen. I'm going straight for the Brave Bird. I've been debuffed once, but they still shield, and now things are not looking good at all. I should really no shield at this point because this Poison Fang won't do as much damage as the next one. And they get to the Poison Fang before I get to the Shadow Ball, so now I have to double shield my Alakazam, go for a Shadow Ball. To be honest, I'd rather that they didn't. They did shield there, but they didn't, and now they Shadow Claw me down with a Alolan Sand Slash, and I go for the move. Doesn't matter, they get to a charge move and we got absolutely destroyed in the first battle. Now you might think, if you're running this team, probably best to try something else, but not me. I'm going to stick with it. We lead into our Wall Rain, so absolutely an awful lead. I actually found that about 40% of the leads I saw today were Wall Rain. It is the most common Pokemon, so what do you expect when you're building a team? But yeah, it was still super annoying. We go for the Psyshock here and my opponent lets it go through. I get the confusion through here, so I'm going to shield this up and commit to the confusion farm down. They won't be able to get to another Hydro Cannon, and I have flip switch advantage here. I'm going to let this Icicle Spear go through. It won't KO me, and I have a Focus Blast loaded. I'm going to go for it, and will they respect the Focus Blast? No, we land it and we almost take them out. I switch into my Alakazam here. They have a Machamp. This was too soon to be a Rock Slide, so I will let the Cross Chop go through. Even resisted Cross Chops do big damage against Alakazam, but we should be able to get it low enough that we should be able to win this game anyway. Hopefully we can survive one counter, and that way we will register the confusion damage. It nearly takes out the Machamp. I get a Snarl through. I'm going to shield this up, and one more Snarl should be able to take out this Machamp, and then my opponent concedes the match there. So GG's to that opponent. Not a very good lead, but Shadow Hypno just putting on a clinic in the mid game there and just destroying that Wall Rain with the Focus Blast. Here we pick up a good lead against Sceptile, although these resisted Leaf Blades are going to absolutely chunk Honchkrow. My opponent tries to catch the move. I'm actually going to go for a Brave Bird anyway. This does about 60% to a Melmetal, even resisted, which is insane. I'm going to let this go through because a Leaf Blade does do more damage than Rock Slide, so I will let that go through and counter them down. They come in with a Talonflame. Honestly, we could have got one more counter in before we threw, but with how bad the game has been today, I just wanted to play it safe. I come in with my Hypno here. I'm going to shield up the first move here. It is a Flame Charge. I'm going to go for a Psyshock after one Confusion, which is the correct timing. Also, coincidentally, when we got to the Confusion, got to the Psyshock, sorry, this should just be a Flame Charge, so I'm letting it go through. We both swap here, and hopefully this is a CMP tie. I'm actually going to undercharge this, and it's the perfect undercharge. They have 1 HP remaining, literally. They go for the Leaf Blade, take us out, and now I get a Confusion farm down, and I should be in a good position here to take out this Talonflame. I'm not going to throw straight away because I don't want them to get a whole extra Incinerate through, and now at this range they're easily in Psyshock range, so I am going to go for the charge move here and take them out. So GG's to that opponent. I'm kind of getting my words muddled up here, but try to ignore that. Into the next game, we lead into a Lapras, so not a very good lead. I'm going to switch into the Hypno. They come in with a Talonflame, and I'm going to go for the Psyshock. Actually, no, I'm going to let them throw first. If they Brave Bird, then fine. But they go for the Flame Charge, and now I'm going to go for the Psyshock after one Confusion, as once again it is the correct timing there. And now they are going to throw straight away. I'm going to shield this up and then go for one more Confusion and throw the Psyshock once again. And this should get the final shield or take them out. They do shield it up, and unfortunately I'm just barely not able to farm them down. They have 1 HP and a charge move ready, so things are not looking good for us. I'm going to come in with the Alakazam, shield up, and then go for a 1 counter farm down. And my opponent decides to actually bring the Lapras back in, which is very questionable. It's making me wonder what the heck have they got in the back. They're going to go for a Surf. It doesn't take us out. They don't switch out. I'm going for the Shadow Ball here. This will do huge damage to the Lapras. It nearly takes them out. They switch into a Poliwrath. And now things are looking like they might be okay, but it's certainly not a guaranteed win. They go for the Dynamic Punch. That actually does more than an Ice Punch, so is the correct play. I go for the Brave Bird because I know a Sky Attack just barely doesn't KO. They Ice Shard us down, but then I'm able to counter them down because counter is a 2-turn move versus Ice Shard, which is a 3-turn move. So GG's to that opponent. Extremely close game. And into the final battle of this first set, we lead into a Cresselia, so that is a good lead, but this Moonblast I think would probably take us out because we are so glassy. So they actually switch into a Walrein here. I'm going straight for the Brave Bird and then going to switch into the Alakazam. It lands, it does so much damage, and I'm able to fully counter them down before they even get to an Icicle Spear. They come in with an Obstagoon, and we are absolutely chunking with these counters here. We go for the Fire Punch on the CMP tie. I can safely shield this up and then fully counter farm them down here. And now I'm going to be in a very good position. I'm just going to go for the Shadow Ball because there's no reason to bait at this range. I still have 3 very healthy Pokemon left. And I'm actually going to switch into Hypno there. I was trying to catch a move. Doesn't really make a difference because this Hypno can't really do much damage against Cresselia at all. What I'm actually hoping for is that they just expend all of their energy as soon as they reach their moves. And I'm actually going to go for the Focus Blast here as it is more damage than the Psyshock. And I think it is better damage per energy anyway. And I'm forcing the Cresselia to throw here. Even if they're 100 energy, they can't throw back-to-back Moonblasts. So what I'm going to do is come in with the Honchkrow here, throw 1 Snarl and then switch into the Alakazam, force them to throw their energy once again, and then I'm going to be easily able to get to the Sky Attack here. I don't need to go for any bubbles. I'm going to be able to take this game and we win that match. So a 4-1 first set there, pretty good. There was a little bit of lag here and there, but it didn't really affect the outcome of any of the matches, so that is great. But for the remainder of these battles, you will see a lot of lag, so just be prepared for that. Once again, we lead into a Walrein, so not the best matchup for us. They actually switch into a Venusaur here, so they must be extremely weak to Hypno in the back. I go for the Psyshock. My opponent wasn't expecting that at all. They no shield, and now I can shield up this Frenzy Plant and farm them down with the Confusions. Once again, I should be able to survive this Icicle Spear, and can we land a second Focus Blast against the Walrein here? We get to it. Is my opponent going to respect the Focus Blast? They are, and they shield it up, so kind of disappointing there, but hey, that's I guess since we landed the Psyshock, they probably thought we weren't running the conventional moveset here. So we commit to a full counter down, and they have a Machamp in the back. So I'm going to be able to get to the back-to-back fire punches here. First one gets the shield, and I'm not sure that I would survive a cross chop. I probably would, but I'm going for the fire punch anyway. It does huge damage, and my opponent realizes there's nothing they can do, so they decide to just let me fully counter them down, and I am able to win that match. Into yet another Walrein lead. Things are not looking great. We switch into the Hypno, and we're countered with a Trevenant. So first time we're seeing the dynamic duo of Walrein and Trevenant that everybody hates. But yeah, very bad matchup here for the Hypno. They go straight for the Shadow Ball, which is the correct play. I'm actually going to come in with the Honchkrow here and commit to a full Snarl farm down. They throw straight away, so it's just a Seed Bomb. They should definitely go for the Shadow Ball, because even resisted, it does so much damage against Honchkrow. I'm going to shield this up, and then I'm going to look to farm down, but they switch into a Lapras, so they've got double Water Ice Pokemon here. I land the Brave Bird. It means I'm going to be able to farm them down with the counters here. I expect the Trevenant to come back in, but they actually come in with the Walrein. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get an extra counter through, which is certainly disappointing. I'm going to go for the Fire Punch here. I actually deny them as well, so that evens things out. And we get the shield there, and I'm just barely not able to get to another Fire Punch here, and I don't think we're going to be able to take this game. I'm going to be able to get to the Sky Attack here, but I just have no health, and this Trevenant is going to be able to resisted Shadow Claw farm me down. So unfortunately we're not able to win that game, but we were pretty hard countered there. So into the next game, we lead into a Shadow Nidoqueen. So I've learnt my lesson. I'm just going to stay in, and I think I'm going to sack this Honchkrow, because if I switch into Hypno, it's basically a guaranteed loss. So I managed to get a shield advantage, so I will happily take that. I'm going to come in with the Hypno, and hopefully they don't have any Dark types, but it's Nidoqueen in the lead, so they almost definitely have 2 Dark types on their team, which is not great at all. They switch into the first Dark type here. It's an Umbreon. I'm going to switch into my counter user. Of course, we are going to take massive super effective damage from these foul plays, but I do have 2 shields. I'm going for the Fire Punch here just before they reach another foul play, and they let it go through, which is smart because it doesn't do an awful lot of damage. I'm going to shield this up, and I'm going to go for a CMP tie here. But I get the stupid stutter lag. I'm not able to get to the Fire Punch, and they take me out. So things are not looking good for me here. They switch back into the Nidoqueen here. I'm going for the Psyshock. Hopefully I can take them out here. We get a shield from them, and I don't have any shields remaining. So we are going to tank the Poison Fang. We Confusion farm them down. They come back in with the Umbreon. I'm able to Confusion down the Umbreon, and they have a Scrafty in the back. Is this Focus Blast going to be enough to take out the Scrafty? No, it is not. Just barely not able to. If it was an Obstagoon, we could have definitely won that game, but yeah, unfortunately not able to take that game. But if we did get that shield earlier on against the Umbreon, when we should have been able to get off a Fire Punch, maybe we could have even won that game. But into this game, another Walrein lead. This time they counter swap with a Gallade, which Hypno certainly beats, so very questionable. Maybe they have a Venusaur again, or maybe they've got a Machamp or something. I don't know, but I'm going to be able to get to a Psyshock here and either get both of their shields or take out this Gallade. Actually, it doesn't take them out, but we're able to Confusion farm them down there. You may have noticed that every single Confusion got denied there, both by me and my opponent. So this game is just absolutely working perfectly, which is definitely sarcasm. That's not how the game's supposed to work. Unfortunately, not able to switch out there because we lagged a little bit. I'm going to switch into Honchkrow. We can actually tank a Hydro Cannon with the Honchkrow here, and these Mud Shots are double resisted. So we're in an okay position here. Going to go for a Sky Attack just before they get to another move. Actually, they decide to try and commit to farming us down. So I'm going to get to another Sky Attack here, take out the Swampert. And at this point I can go for the Shadow Ball on the CMP tie here with the Walrein, and this is going to be able to take out the Walrein, and I'm able to take that game. So you see the common theme here, everyone is running Walrein in the lead. Actually this time they're not, they're running Obstagoon. Obstagoon kinda difficult for me here. I have to stay in because Hypno does not want to see Obstagoon whatsoever. They go for a cross chop, and I'm going to go straight for a Brave Bird, and then I think I have to switch out. I probably should have just stayed in, but I switched out. and I do get a counter through, which is how the game should work, but my opponent's just going to switch out into an Alolan Muck, so things are not looking good for us here. These poison jabs are doing a lot of damage. We get a shield here, and now I think I'm going to let this go through, come in with the Hypno. Things are not looking good whatsoever, but we still have some play, so let's just play it out and see what happens, because who knows what their final Pokemon is. They go for a Dark Pulse here. I'm going to go for the Psyshock. Eventually, actually no, I'm going to switch, catch the move. I had to wait 2 turns there because they got to the move just before I would have got my confusion finished. And now I'm going to go for the Psyshock here. This is single resisted. They actually switch out, which is the right play, but I'm still going to be able to get to a Focus Blast. This will easily take out the Obstagoon, and they have a Talonflame in the back, so I don't think we're going to be able to win this game. Nope, they just barely beat us to a charge move. Psyshock definitely doesn't KO, and we lose that game. So not a very good team composition for my team there, but I still played it out, and I nearly won, but yeah. Now up against Though Technical's insane 30 win streak team with the Tapu Fini, Registeel and Talonflame. I land the Brave Bird. I'm going to switch, catch a Surf here on the Hypno. Hypno can tank this no problem. And we actually got an invisible confusion through there, so I don't think it makes much of a difference. But this game is just really rubbish. They're going to go for the Zap Cannon. We can tank it, and now I'm going to go for a Focus Blast with the debuffed attack, and because Hypno isn't attack weighted, this wouldn't do too much, but my opponent decides to shield it up anyway, and they go for a charge move, giving me like a potential win condition here. I'm going to come in with Alakazam. They switch out into the Talonflame, and I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball here just before they get to the charge move, and then I'm going to switch into the Honchkrow here. We are going to shield this up, and we're only 3 snarls away from the Sky Attack here, so we should get to it, but we lagged there and I'm not able to throw the Sky Attack, and that means we're going to lose this game because I needed a shield for the Registeel because Registeel is an absolute tank. So yeah, we're going to lose this game. Very disappointing way to lose that game because I feel like I had that in the bag, but that's just Go Battle League. Into the next game, we lead into a Scrafty, so another Pokemon where we can't really switch out straight away. So what I'm going to do is go for a Sky Attack, hopefully get a shield here, and then eventually switch into the Alakazam. So we switch into the Alakazam, they stay in for a while, and then switch into a Clefable, which is not a good matchup for Alakazam because we do deal the resisted counter damage, and as well Alakazam is extremely glassy. I'm going to come in with the Hypno here because of course I can't come in with the Honchkrow. Hopefully I can farm them down just before they get to a move, which is ideal. And now they're going to come in with a Cresselia, so what I'm going to have to do here is no shield against this Cresselia. Nothing it's going to throw is going to do that much damage, and now I can switch into the Honchkrow here. My opponent is slow to switch out. I'm going for the Sky Attack here. Hopefully they let us go through, and they do. They actually let it go through. I don't know why they did that, but now we are in a very good position. These Psycho Cuts are doing absolutely nothing to Honchkrow, even the glassy Pokemon that we are. It is such a weak move from a very weak Pokemon, or at least a low attack Pokemon. So to play it safely, I'm going to double shield here, go for another Sky Attack. This should get the final shield, and now I can switch into the Hypno and then go for a Focus Blast, and this should be able to take out this Cresselia, even resisted, and we take that game there. So GG's to that opponent there. And now I think we're going into the very final battle of this video. We lead into a Registeel. Now this actually isn't that bad because we can, well, we're not really taking much damage from the lock-ons. And now I'm going to go for a Brave Bird, and this should put the Registeel into the yellow health range already. Of course I am going to have to shield this up, but the good thing is that we're not taking much fast move pressure. I switch into the Alakazam. They come in with an Alolan Muck, so things are not looking great. Alolan Muck is very good against my whole team actually, especially with the poison jabs because they do quite a lot of damage, but I'm able to get to a second Fire Punch. My opponent doesn't throw, and actually they throw on a CMP tie there, so a bit of a misplay by my opponent. I'm actually going to come in with the Hypno here and commit to a farm down, And my opponent does get to the charge move, so I am going to shield this up. Hopefully it's not an acid spray, it is a dark pulse, so that's fine. Registeel is going to get to a move here, but that is also fine. I can tank a Zap Cannon, and then I will switch out into the Honchkrow here, and I should be able to get to the back-to-back Sky Attacks before they get to a charge move. We get to the first one here, and my opponent shields it up, so I can get to a second Sky Attack here, and now we just have to wait and see what is in the back. And it is a Talonflame. I'm going to be able to get to the Brave Bird here, and will this take out the Talonflame from this range? Yes it will. Boom, we take out the Talonflame. They farm me down with the poison jabs there, but I'm able to get to a Psyshock, and we're going to be able to take this game there. So GG's to that opponent, and that is going to be the final battle of this video. So if you did enjoy today's video, then make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and if you haven't done so already, make sure you respond to the question of the day for a chance at a shout out in the next GBL video. And talking about shoutouts, let's go into the shoutouts from my previous video. So for the first shoutout, I'm going to be shouting out Fly Gonna Get You, as they suggest that we have the regular Community Day bonuses, as this is meant to be a community based event. So something like 4 times catch Stardust and catch XP if trainers are near a lure module when they're catching however many Pokemon, and I think that's a really cool bonus that they added recently to a community day, and I think it would work really well for the Go Fest as well, because it is supposed to be encouraging people getting out and playing the game together. And also, like, we did have the hourly bonuses where we had to catch however many Pokemon initially, and then we would get a bonus once we reached whatever threshold was, but it kind of just meant that we were only getting the bonus for about half of each hour. And then the same thing for the raids, like everyone had already done all of the raids that they wanted to do by the time we completed enough raids to get the bonuses for the raids, which kind of just felt pointless. But yeah, I like their idea, so that's why I'm giving them a shout out. And secondly, I'm going to shout out Jasper, who mentions that all Community Day Pokemon exclusive legacy moves should be available when either evolving or using TMs, and I agree. Like, it seems such a waste to include so many previous Community Day Pokemon if you're not going to give them access to their Community Day moves, similar to like what we've seen with the Johto Tour and the Kanto Tour, where those Pokemon did actually get the Community Day moves when you evolved them, which I think is a really cool bonus. So if it was applied to the Go Fest as well, I think that would be great. So with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.